Believe it or not, for every castle in Ireland that appears on a postcard, there are at least 10 more crumbling quietly into the earth. Their stories known only to the wind and the rain. We all know the images, don't we? The perfect silhouette of Blarney Castle against a summer sky, its famous stone waiting for another queue of hopeful visitors. Or the majestic rock of Cashel, a crown of stone sitting atop its verdant Tipperary hill. These are the celebrities of the Irish landscape, magnificent and polished for the world's gaze. They are undeniably beautiful, a testament to a grand and often turbulent history, drawing us in with promises of legends and epic tales spun over centuries of time. But what of the others? The forgotten ones, the ones that don't make it into the glossy brochures. These are the places where the real magic lingers, tucked away down narrow country lanes or standing defiant against the Atlantic spray on some lonely headland. They are the atmospheric ruins where ivy snakes through empty window frames and the silence is broken only by the cry of a circling gull. Exploring these sites is like stepping through a tear in the fabric of time. It's a completely different experience, one that replaces the clamour of crowds with a profound and personal connection to the past, a quiet conversation with the stones themselves. To venture beyond the well-trodden path is to discover a more authentic Ireland, a land steeped in stories that aren't tidied up for tourists. It's about the thrill of discovery, of stumbling upon a half-hidden tower that has stood sentinel for 800 years. Its history waiting patiently to be uncovered. Here, you can trace the chisel marks of a forgotten mason, or imagine the lives lived within walls that have witnessed clan rivalries, desperate sieges, and quiet moments of peace. You are not just a spectator, you become part of the castle's continuing story, your footprints adding to the countless others that have passed this way before. Ireland's history is a deep, layered tapestry, woven with threads of Gaelic chieftains, Norman invaders, and English planters. This complex past has left an indelible mark on the landscape, scattering it with thousands of fortifications, abbeys, and tower houses. Many of these are hidden in plain sight, waiting for the curious traveller to look beyond the main attractions. They are the keepers of local legends, the anchors of community memory, and the physical evidence of a history far richer and more complex than any single famous landmark could ever hope to convey. This is an invitation to explore that hidden history, to find the soul of Ireland in its quiet, forgotten corners. Our journey into the lesser known begins in County Fermanagh, where water and land are inextricably linked. Here, guarding a strategic crossing on the River Erne, stands Enniskillen Castle. It doesn't boast the fairy tale grandeur of some of its southern cousins, but its stoic presence tells a powerful story. For centuries this was the stronghold of the Gaelic Maguire chieftains who ruled this watery kingdom. Its location was everything. It controlled the arteries of the region, the vital river routes that connected the vast upper and lower Loch Erne, making it a formidable obstacle for any invader and a symbol of Maguire dominance over the surrounding lands. The castle's story took a dramatic turn during the plantation of Ulster in the early 17th century. After falling to the English, it was remodelled and became a key garrison town, a bastion of English power in a fiercely contested landscape. This complex history is etched into its very architecture. You can see the blend of styles, the original 15th century Maguire keep standing alongside the distinctive, almost Scottish baronial turrets of the 17th century Watergate. It's a building that wears its history on its sleeve, a physical timeline of conquest and cultural collision, a place where two worlds met and clashed with enduring consequences. Today, the castle complex houses two fascinating museums, the Fermanagh County Museum and the Enniskillen Museum. This transforms a visit from a simple walk around old walls into a deep dive into the region's heritage. You can explore the life of the Maguire clan, understand the dramatic impact of the plantation, and learn about the storied history of the local regiments of the British Army. It's this layering of stories, from ancient Gaelic lords to more recent military history, that makes Enniskillen so rewarding. The experience is intimate, educational, and deeply connected to the town it still guards so proudly. Unlike the sprawling ruins you might find elsewhere, Enniskillen feels alive and purposeful. Its unique architecture, particularly the Watergate with its elegant twin turrets, makes it one of the most distinctive fortifications in Ulster. Standing on its battlements, looking out over the shimmering lough, you get a palpable sense of its strategic importance and the centuries of life that have unfolded beneath its gaze. It's a place that rewards curiosity, offering a richer, more nuanced understanding of Irish history than any single isolated monument ever could. It is a true cornerstone of the Lakelands. Now we travel to the rugged coast of County Donegal, to a place where the wind howls with ancient legends. Sheltered in the crook of Sheephaven Bay, Doe Castle rises from a rocky promontory, its walls battered by the relentless Atlantic. This was a stronghold of the MacSweeney clan, fierce mercenaries who served the powerful O'Donnells. Its setting is breathtakingly wild and dramatic. The castle is surrounded by water on three sides, its formidable central tower and massive outer wall, or bourne, creating an almost impenetrable fortress. It feels like a place at the very edge of the world, a last bastion against the untamed ocean. The castle is wrapped in tales of love and tragedy, most famously the legend of Aileen McSweeney, who leapt from the tower in despair over a forbidden love. Whether true or not, the story adds to the profound sense of isolation and melancholy that hangs in the salt-laced air. You can walk the full circuit of the bourne, the thick outer wall that once protected livestock and retainers, and feel the immense strength of its design. It's this feature, combined with its stunningly preserved central keep, that makes Doe Castle so special. It's a raw, visceral experience of a medieval Gaelic fortress, far from the manicured lawns of more famous sites. For our final hidden gem, we journey south to the shadow of a giant. Everyone who visits Tipperary heads for the magnificent rock of Cashel, a spectacular collection of medieval buildings perched high on a limestone outcrop. But just across the fields, lying quietly in its shadow, is the beautiful and atmospheric ruin of Hore Abbey. This Cistercian monastery, founded in the 13th century, offers a completely different experience. Where the rock is grand, imposing and often crowded, Hore Abbey is serene, accessible and intensely personal. You can wander freely through its skeletal remains, touching the cold stone and feeling the weight of its silent history. The contrast between the two sites is profound. At Hore Abbey you connect with the human story of the monks who lived, prayed and worked here. You can stand within the nave and imagine their chants echoing in the now roofless space, or explore the cloisters where they once walked in quiet contemplation. Its simplicity is its strength. There are no barriers, no queues, just the wind whistling through empty Gothic arches and the incredible view back towards its famous neighbour. It's a place for reflection, a reminder that the most powerful historical experiences are often found in the quietest of places. What makes Enniskillen, Doe Castle and Hore Abbey so special is the intimacy they offer. At Doe you can almost hear the crash of waves and the clash of swords that defined its existence. In the quiet solitude of Hore Abbey, with the Rock of Cashel as a distant backdrop, you are invited not just to look, but to feel the passage of time and contemplate the lives once lived within its walls. Enniskillen offers a tangible link between its Gaelic past and its plantation-era transformation, a story told in stone and water. These places don't shout for your attention, they whisper, rewarding the listener with a deeper, more personal connection to Ireland's soul. Finding these hidden gems is part of the adventure. The key is to look beyond the main tourist trails and embrace a little local knowledge. Start by visiting local tourist information offices when you arrive in a new town. The staff are often passionate about their area and can point you towards sites that don't feature in major guidebooks. Don't be afraid to pull over when you see a brown heritage sign pointing down a narrow lane. Engage with local guides whose stories and insights can bring a pile of stones to life in ways you could never imagine on your own. Online resources can also be your best friend. Forums and travel blogs dedicated to Ireland are filled with fellow explorers sharing their discoveries, complete with directions and tips. Websites like the National Monument Service of Ireland provide maps and details of thousands of protected structures, many of which are freely accessible and completely off the beaten path. This digital treasure map can help you plan an itinerary that is uniquely yours, filled with the promise of discovery and the thrill of stepping into a place where you might be the only visitor for hours. A truly priceless experience. So the next time you plan a trip to the Emerald Isle, I encourage you to seek out its secrets. Look for the castles that aren't on the postcards. Now, I turn it over to you. What are your favourite hidden corners of Ireland? What forgotten ruins have you stumbled upon, and what stories did they tell you? Share your discoveries, your experiences, and your secrets. Let's build a map together, one that leads us beyond the obvious, and into the true wild heart of this incredible island. The greatest treasures are always the ones you have to find for yourself.